Welcome to another episode of Dad Can We Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Gray. And today we are recording episode 46. So, man, we're that much closer to 50, man, to the next milestone. We've been going for a little over a year now. And I just want to say thank you to all my supporters out there, man. Everybody that tuned in to the podcast, man, and continue to support Fatherhood, man. I can't thank y'all enough. Thank you for all the people that's been supporting all of these fathers that's been coming on, man. So many different dads that I brought on. They've had all different stories, different problems, different issues, man. So for all of my brothers that's came on and blessed the podcast with their story and their experience, I thank y'all too, man. Y'all continue to keep your head up, man. But today, man, listen, I'm with my big homie today. This right here is a guy, man, that he's one of my coworkers. And ever since I met him at the job, man, it's just always been real. And, you know, I say this right here all the time, man. If my boy don't come to work, it ain't right, you know. It ain't right if my boy don't. If he at work, you gonna know he at work, you know, because he gonna keep it live, man. So, yeah, man. Ever since I met him a few years ago, man, it just always been real. We've had so many real conversations at the job, man. And it was just only right that I brought him on the podcast because if y'all could have heard all the conversations we've had at the job, which y'all never hear some of the stuff that we've talked about because some of that, y'all, it ain't none of y'all business. But we've had a lot of real conversations, man. And y'all know me, I like people that's going to keep it real, man. So, of course, I had to have him come on the podcast and bless it, man. So, yeah, y'all welcome to the show, my man, Latroy Ivery. What's up, my boy?
Not much, man.
Man, we ready. I want to get into it, man. I want to jump right into this thing, man.
Let's do it.
First question I always ask on Dad Can We Talk is, what was your relationship like with your dad?
Yeah, I put a partial relationship with him. We were all right, but it gave me the drive to do better as a father. Try to do better as a father. So,
Yeah. Well, it could have been better, but it was there.
Yeah,
you know,
it could have been better. Yeah,
could have been better.
Yeah, over the years, you know, we push that to the side, and you know, we got a better relationship now.
Yeah,
because I had to get a better understanding of why he did what he did. You know, I never held him against him, but you know, I just wanted to know why did you do the things that you did. And once he pretty much explained to me what was his reasons, you know, I totally get it now. I understand now, you know, because I'm going through similar situations, you know, so I totally get it, you know.
And I always say I think that's something that's so important, man, because I think, you know, especially us growing up, you know, a lot of times we don't really know what our parents got going on like that, you know, especially if they ain't really got a good relationship going on or whatever might be going on. A lot of times as kids, we don't know. All we know most of the time, daddy ain't there.
Yeah.
And then once we get older, it's like, you know, we've been heard stories from aunties or cousins or our mother or grandparent, whatever. We hear all of these different stories. And some of the stuff might be true, but I think it's not fair to our pops, you know, to not get the story directly from him. Yeah. And I always think that's good. You know, I had to do the same thing with my pops, man. Just like talk to him like, bro, what happened? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
And once he told me what was up, man, and we talked about it, it was like, yeah, I understand that, bro. Like, you know, I still don't agree with some of the stuff he did, but it's like, at least I do understand. Like, I ain't got to agree with you to understand it.
Yeah.
And it's like, once he told me that, you know, and I, you know, got off my chest what I needed to get off my chest with him, and you know, and like you say, now today we have a much better relationship now because we both know where we stand. I know where he stand, he know where I stand. And now it's like, boom, all right, bro. I mean, we can't change the past, bro. We got to move on now.
That's right. I never live in the past, you know.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. So, y'all. So he's still around. Like he live around this way.
Yeah. He right up the road. We talk almost every other day now, and like I said, man, hey, that's in the past. Bygone, bygone.
Straight up.
You my dad. I love you.
Straight up.
You made me who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Your critical situations made me stronger in life. So
Straight up.
I don't hold you accountable for that. And I wish that me being a father now in those same situations, I wish that the mothers, I wish they would instill that into these kids now, not belittling the father.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at some point you did love this man, whatever, but he ain't that bad. You got a child from him.
Yeah.
It's your child dad. So you build him up, don't tear him down. Don't make him with the bad attitude and against the father. I mean, because what Bible says, what honor thy mother and father.
That's real.
Disrespectful, disobedient child will not prosper. So
straight up. No, but I say that's real, man, because now I do want to say this to the moms out there, man. Y'all know I love y'all mothers out there. I really do. But I also say this, man, I think sometimes both sides got to take accountability. And on the mom side, it's like, don't ever tear that man down in front of the children just because y'all might not have a good relationship. Don't cause the child's relationship with the father to be something that you desire it to be. And do that maliciously, man. That is like, and as many men as I talk to, man, I hear a lot of that in the stories, man. And whether it's right or wrong, I pray that it ain't right. The guy just saying that, but in so many cases, it be real. And I've seen it in myself. A lot of women beating down these men only because they don't have a good relationship with the man. Yeah. So they feel like, well, I'm gonna tell the kid this, tell his son this, tell his daughter this, and then you cause that division between that father and the child, and it just ain't healthy, man. It's just not. It ain't healthy.
Yeah, I advise parents get along for the child, because they see that negative energy between you two.
Mm-hmm.
It's corrupting them. They get that's fuel to the fire for them to do whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a saint. I have my ways.
Straight up.
But at the same time, though, we both gotta be on the same accord of raising this child. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't gotta be together to raise her. We stand together, strong on our decisions in life for her. For her to come up and be successful. So,
straight up, man. Mm-hmm. So, would you say that there were any other men that, as you were growing up, that were there that you looked up to? Like, who were some of the men that you looked up to in your life? Outside of your pops as you were growing up, who were some of like your role models?
My mother.
Yeah.
My mother. I mean, I never ever really paid attention to another guy. I was basically with my mom.
Yeah.
My mom taught me everything. I learned a lot from that woman. So that's where I get my ways from. So she taught me the same thing that I'm teaching my kids, to be a leader, not a follower. So as I see her, and she telling me this, that's where I excel at. I teach my kids. We lead, we don't follow.
Straight up. And that's an important thing right there too, man. It's like, and I just want to say this, man. Shout out to mom, man. Shout out to mom. Shout out to your mother. Because I love moms that that do take on that responsibility. It's unfortunate that they have to be in a position to raise young men. When they shouldn't have to do that by themselves. They shouldn't have to be in a position where they're trying to teach a man to be a man, something that they really can't do. But I thank God, for the moms that do try and they put in every effort, and take every step that they have to take, to make sure they raising these men. My mom raised me and my two brothers, man, and whatever she had to do, bruh, she did it.
Exactly.
Like for real, for real.
And along that way, you know, I can also say this. Not once did my mother ever belittle my father.
Yeah.
You know, that's still your daddy. Regardless, you know, regardless of the situation, still your daddy. You know. So I wish that I can encourage other mothers to do the same, you know. I mean, like I said, at some point in life, you love this man. You care for him. Now you got his child. So why would you belittle him to hurt his child?
Yeah.
You want to hurt the child.
Yeah, you
don't do that. You
can't do that.
No.
You can't do that, though, man. Talk about, you know, like your how you felt the first time you found out that you were about to have your first child, man. Like, what was the thoughts that came through your head? Like, how you felt? How it made you feel, man?
I mean, it's sad to say, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I don't sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah.
It ain't mine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I was at with it. You know, because pre-semen. You know, I mean, I can go on, you know, but that's where it all started. I'm fertile now. I got 5 kids, you know. So I mean, so
that boy got off after that.
I mean, I didn't even really get intercourse, and it happened. And come up telling me she's pregnant. I'm like, how? You know.
Yeah. So you ain't even think the first one was yours. You was like, no.
No, I didn't think it was mine. I didn't want kids, you know, because I said I never put myself in my father's shoes situation. I never put my kids or my family through what my father put us through, you know. So I don't want to be nothing like it.
And how old were you at that time?
When I had my first child?
Yeah.
Was she 23? I was 21 years old when I had my first.
21?
Yeah, 21 I had my first.
Okay, I'm about 23. 23, 22.
I skated.
Yeah.
I skated by a long time, boy. Yep.
So how was it like when you first when you first had that baby? Like when the baby came and you like seen it and held it and was able to like interact with the child for the first time? Like when it really just hit you like, dang, I'm a daddy?
Coming from St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Me and my ex-wife, we were coming from St. Augustine, and I got the phone call that she was up there having the baby. My mom was there. And the word from my mom was, you gotta come see this.
Yeah.
It's your baby. You know, so my heart dropped. I'm like, dang. But after all in all, it's time to knuckle up. I got to buckle down and handle business, you know.
Straight up.
And I mean, and with no looking back. I got to be a man, you know. Take care of my responsibilities. And I did.
Straight up.
And I did.
Straight up.
Child support beyond, you know. I've been paying child support for 23 years, you know. So, yeah.
Dang. Talk about your experience with that, man. You know, that's something that I always... Every time I hear men talk about child support, I just be like, dog, I don't know how I would even respond to something like that. Like, I don't know what it would feel like, you know, and I just hear so many different stories about it, man. Talk about your experience with child support and that whole system behind that.
I don't get it. How can you not pay a credit card bill and they brush it off? But you don't pay child support. You locked up. Is a payment a crime? I mean, it shouldn't be a crime, but the system is crazy. I've had a rough road going to jail, license suspended. You know, it's crazy. I mean, I think it's wrong. I really think it's wrong because Don't nobody gotta tell me what I need to do for my child. You ain't gotta tell me what I gotta pay to do for my child.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I know what I need to do. You know, so.
Straight up.
And I think that all parents and co-parents or whatever should get along and know and understand that situation. But the child is not a chick. You know.
Straight up.
Some abuse it. But
yeah,
hey, that's life. You gotta deal with it.
That whole system, man, you know, sometimes I feel like the state eating off of it. You know, they eating off of these people, man. You know, because my thing be, I don't understand how, like, if a dad ain't really got it, it's like, how you
expect me to get it?
Yeah, it's like, that'd be my thing. It's like, now I understand some dudes do be having it like that. You know, they can pay whatever, but still, even with that, almost like what you say, it's like, I don't really think it's the state job to have to tell somebody
what to do for your blood. Yeah.
I feel like, and I know a lot of people won't agree with that, you know, because they feel like, you know, some men just won't do this and some men just won't do that. But it just, that whole system right there is,
seems like it's putting a cap on life. I mean, you tell me I got to pay this much.
yeah,
You know, I don't tell you what you got to pay for whatever, you know. I mean, it's all wrong. I mean,
yeah,
it's wrong. You using a guideline on what? I mean, you don't know what taxes come out, insurance, all this other. Hell, you leave me next to nothing, you know.
yeah.
So, yes, I don't.
And see, this right here got to be a lesson to all the young men out there, man. Y'all got to be careful, man.
Yeah.
Because God forbid, you know, you get yourself in a position like that with a woman. And I'm a firm believer that there's some women out there that use men. And that's just my opinion. You know, that ain't got nothing against nobody. That's just my opinion. My opinion is I believe there are some women out there that do use some men and get them, quote unquote, trapped in situations, and they use that to their advantage. You know, some women weaponize children. They have children by these men. Then they get mad at the man and use that child as a weapon to hurt that man and break him down. And I've seen that system tear some men down. I mean, that's just from stories that I've heard and, you know, things that I've seen happen to men and conversations that I've had with men. You know, I witnessed men cry. Like, for real, like, crying. Yeah. Dudes that I ain't never seen cry. Never even thought to even see it. And it's like, and I could tell that the man, he just so beat down. Because at times, there's men that's trying to provide for their children. Trying to see their children. And the woman will not allow that man. And then that woman still go put him on child support and get him messed up in that system. And then later down the road want to take the man off, and then the state like, we ain't gonna let. Like, that's the stuff I don't get, bro.
That's why
I don't get it, dog.
I say that at some point you care for me, because we had this job. So why are you trying to beat me? Let's beat the system. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we should be on the same level or same accord with the system, not each other. But at the end of the day, we still are their mother and father. You know,
straight up. It take two, dog. It take two to make the child. And I'm a firm believer that if you have a child with the woman and you know that child yours, take care of that child.
That's right.
Yes, end of the story. I don't think the state should have to get involved. Now, sadly, now I will say this too. Sadly, there are some men that just don't care. Like, for real. Like, they just really don't care.
And those are the ones that get off.
Sad, bro. there's some men now. I guess that system, I think that system should only be for those men like that. That literally just like, oh, I don't care about, so and so, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna take. Now, there's a system in place for a man like that. But in cases that I've heard and witnessed, man, these men are dudes that just don't get along with the mother in most cases. And the mother say, I'm going to put you on child support. Mm-hmm. To hurt that man.
But it's affecting the child.
And then it ends up affecting that child and everything else. It affects everybody. It affects that woman. It affects the man. It affects the child. Mm-hmm. And now you have a broken home, a broken family. Mm-hmm. When it really shouldn't be like that. It's sad that we do have these situations where, the mother and father just don't work out and they have to part ways, I wish it would never even be like that. But reality is, and not saying I know everybody ain't gonna be in a situation like what I'm in, Mm-hmm. I'm married, I ain't have my children until I got married, Me and my wife both came into the relationship with no children, and we married and we got children and we good and this and that. I understand everybody ain't gonna have that story, and it's unrealistic in our time that I even would think that everybody would have that situation. Now, ideally, I wish everybody would have that because that would only strengthen our communities. Mm-hmm. It would only do that. But I say this also, if you're not in a position like what I'm in, and I see it with my oldest brother. He has 2 baby mamas. I hate saying that, but mm-hmm. It's like he has children from 2 different women. Mm-hmm. So even with that, he's able, I see how they work together. I see how it ain't no beef there. It's like, okay, boom. He has custody of his oldest son. And when his grandparents and his mother come to town to visit him, mm-hmm. they come to his house. And my brother got a lady now or whatever. And it ain't no beef there. It's cool.
That's being adults.
Being adults. It's simple.
Yeah.
Man, and you doing that for that child.
It can be also simple. But, sometimes we put ourselves in situations and make it hard for ourselves. So, if I can rewind it all back, it's a lot of things that I would change.
Yeah.
But it's here now, so I got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Straight up. Mm-hmm. And I think that's all it is, just being able to recognize, like, all right, boom, this happened. All right, I understand why I went wrong here, what I did there. And now that I understand that, now I just work my way through that. Because it ain't, like you say, it ain't nothing you can do to go change the stuff now, but
nothing.
All you can do is you can learn from it, though. Mm-hmm. You can learn, going forward, like, all right, boom, I ain't gonna put myself in positions like this right here no more. Mm-hmm. And now I can teach other people, it's other young men coming up under you, mm-hmm. That you got that game for them now. Because they can't tell you, oh, you don't know what I'm going through, this and that. Because you done been through that. You done seen it. You going through it right now.
I've been through the mud.
Yeah. So now you got, I think everything happened for a reason also. So it's like maybe God put you in this position or allowed you to put yourself in this position. Well, now you can learn from that, bro, and you can teach somebody else because it's going to be other young men you going to run into. Like you already know, there's plenty of young dudes at the job, up under you, mm-hmm. That you can be able to share these experiences with. And then they can see like, oh, okay, dang, boy, I remember Troy was telling me this, oh, I don't want to get in this position like that. And, so everything happened for a reason, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can reach out to some of you guys, if y'all listening and paying attention, don't get caught up in raising your child materialistically. Mm-hmm. Time is everything. Time is better than money. You spend time with that child. You got to learn each other. Family is key. Learning one another. A lot of people just try to like buy off, blinded by material things, and if forgetting about the big picture, you know, being mothers and being fathers, you know. So stop trying to be their friends, or, you know, pacifying situations. You know, now prepare them for this cold world. You know, so.
And how many children you got altogether? You say 5?
Yeah.
And then what you got? 1 grandchild?
2 grandkids.
2 grandkids, man. How is grandfatherhood, bro?
I totally get it now. It's a different love. I mean, I understand why. Grandma. I mean, I'm the same way with mine right now. I mean, I love them to death.
All right.
I love them to death. Yeah.
And how old is he? What, 2? No?
My grandson's 2, and my granddaughter she'll be 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Both born on the same day, November 16th.
No. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, boy. I remember that time when you told me you were having that grandson, man. It was like the excitement and the joy. I'm like, damn, my dog happy. For real. Like,
yeah, it was a work in progress because you know the situation that happened, how it happened.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
I went through about the situation, but you know, it's life. You know, he's here now. He was put here for a reason. You know, so. But yeah, we could. I hope you know a lot of people learn from that situation. You know, because it can happen to anybody. You know. So that's why I keep saying that parenting. Don't override me, I won't override you. We stick together, we stand together on raising our child.
Got a co-parent.
Yes, co-parent because anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Sure. So how old is your oldest child?
My son, 26. He just turned 26 March 31st.
26.
Yeah.
And how old your oldest daughter?
23.
26, 23. Okay, so you done been through them through them real stages.
Oh yeah.
Man, what was that teenager stage like, man?
Look out, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13. That's when it seemed like they all went to smelling themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, what's it like raising? You know, cause I'm gonna get to that stage first with my oldest daughter. Like, what was it like with a teenage daughter, bro? Cause I got about, she been 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got about 5 more years before I reach that stage with my daughter.
Spend time.
Yeah.
Spend time with her.
Yeah.
Talk to her. Build that relationship with her. I mean, because, if you can instill life in her, explain to her the road outside out there, what it's about, how it is, do it. Because you don't want her led by another way because that other way, it's rough. But spend that time. Time is key. Time is everything. So I advise, spending that time now. Stay with them. Daddy, stick with them.
All right.
That's what, yeah.
Note taking. Trust me.
Yep.
Gotta do that though, boy.
Yeah. Time.
When it comes to the son, was like a difference between, the teenage years with girls and boys? Is there like a difference in that?
My son, and I'm not saying this because of my son, but I've never had any problems with that kid. He's a great kid. Respectful. He never get in trouble. I got onto him once in life. Yeah. And I never had to touch him again. get into the verbal thing, you know, about being lazy and laying around, but
Yeah.
for anything else, nothing. Nothing. Great kid, you know. I think that one time that we did get into it, it made him act right. You know, he was on the right page. And he was like, okay, Pops ain't playing. So,
All right.
Yeah. Man, he's a great kid, man. Great kid. Yeah.
Shout out to baby boy, man. Shout out to all the babies, man. Shout out to all y'all out there. Man, what was it? Yeah, see, I be liking to ask these questions, man. I be trying to prepare myself, dog. Like, man, you know, cause right now, dog, you know, my daughter, my oldest daughter finna turn 8 this month, like next week. And then I got my son, he's 5, and my youngest daughter is 4. And right now, them jokers off the chain, bruh. It's like, I should be like, these jokers young right now. And I don't know if it's just like that because they're young and they still trying to understand things, or if it get worse. You know, when people be talking about the teenage years and stuff like that. Like my brother be telling me about my oldest nephew. You know, he's like 13, and like he just turned 13, and he be like, "Yo, bro, the joker be tripping sometimes, this and that," and I'm like, "Dang, it's real right now." And so I just be trying to just prepare myself for that time, man.
Well, mine coming up, it wasn't too much of the social media and, you know, access to the internet.
Yeah.
So that's going to have a lot to do with it may speed them up a little faster.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think that's what it is.
You get a grip of that. You know, let them know and understand what it is about the internet, what it's used for, and I think they get a better understanding. So,
yeah, that's real. Cause that's something I be thinking about too, like trying to really, you know, I don't want to shield them, and I don't shield them, but it's just certain things, you know. I'm like, you're not gonna watch this.
Like I said, if you can get total understand, I mean, look, if you got the undivided attention, look, this is what it is, okay? You know, if they would listen, you know, but this generation here now, they think, you know, everything, you know, so that was one of my problems. You can't tell them nothing. They won't listen, you know.
Yeah. And
then, you know, I kind of like, the way I explain myself is, it's hard, you know. I'm mean. They say I'm mean.
Yeah.
You think you're going to be nice to you out in them streets? I'm preparing you for this cold world. So.
No, that's real.
It ain't easy out there.
No, that's real right there. Because that's something, you know, like I think about the everything that kids be. I feel like a lot of people be like, you can't do this to your children nowadays. You can't do that. They don't want you talking to your child. They, you know, it be some the weird stuff that's going on today. Is like you can't beat your child. You can't talk to him in this type of way. And it's like some of the stuff I understand, but then again, I'm like, you can't just be like, nah, we can't. I don't think you can really tell nobody really how they gonna
chastise their child.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, you gonna tell me what I got to pay, but then I can't.
Yeah.
No,
that's real though.
Hey, wait a minute. It ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
That's real. That's real because it's like, so now you're gonna tell people what they're gonna pay for their child. You're gonna tell people how they gonna discipline the child. You're gonna tell, and it's like all of this stuff, and then most of the stuff be like weird stuff. Like, what did I see one? I seen some clip from a news channel, and the woman was like, "You shouldn't change the child's diaper unless you ask them." I was like, what? This bro, and she was there. This woman say, before you change your child's diaper, you should ask them for permission.
Wow.
Bro, at that point, I was like, dog, boy, I don't know what world we living in, dog. Like,
so what they getting at? They thinking that molestation or what? I mean,
I don't know what she was getting at, bro.
I mean, I understand some sick people that, but I'm not sick. I don't. Come on, I'm not changing the pants.
Like, come on, man.
Really?
Like a 2-month-old.
Come on.
So I'm like, yeah, baby, can I change the diaper? Like
a 2-month-old. Oh, yeah, change my pants. Come on, for real. Come on, man.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, the world we live in right now is like, that's the type of stuff that people are like, all this weird parenting, bro. And it's like, I don't know. That's a whole, I don't even want to get on the whole topic, bro, because that's a whole other
complicated.
thing right
It's really complicated because you, like I said, a lot of parents thinking raising a child is buying them.
Yeah, straight up. And that's the furthest thing away from the truth.
Yeah, so what are you teaching them in life? I mean, you teach them no responsibility. So what happens if I'm dead or gone? Then where we at? Mm-hmm. What have I taught them to do without me? Mm-hmm. You understand? So I think, like I said, a lot of parents need to spend that time. Mm-hmm. Time is everything. It ain't damn a dollar.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm. Damn a dollar. You know. I'm guilty. I'm guilty for it. I mean, I like for my kids to have nice things, but you gonna earn it. You know.
What would you say what's the biggest, one of the biggest, not biggest, if there's anything, like one aspect of parenting that you could work on, what would you say? Like, what would be that one thing that you know, like, man, this area right here that I need to work on, like, as far as my parenting? Like, what would you say would be that thing for you?
Communication and time. Mm-hmm. Spend more time and, but like I said, it's like, damn, it's like driving a nail in the coffin. I mean, because it's you don't want to force them to do anything they don't want to do. So I mean, with the time thing now in this generation, you know, hey, you want to go somewhere? No, I want to go with my friend. You know, so I mean, you're kind of like in a rock and a hard spot with it, but I don't know. I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
I'm really still figuring it out. I mean, dealing with girls.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You ain't gotta tell me, Carl.
Oh man.
You ain't gotta tell me.
I love them to death.
Yeah.
But I'm pulling the hair out in half, you know. So
yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
Talking to a woman, dealing with a woman.
Yeah. And see, one thing that I figured out, not just recently, maybe this year, figured something out. And then it hit me probably the beginning of this year. I was like, all this I do when it comes to my wife, and when it comes to my wife, it's taking me years, bro, for me to like, really, I mean, the Bible said, bro, like, who can understand the woman, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, for real, like, that's a whole other thing, bro. Mm-hmm. So for me trying to figure out my wife over all of these years, and then I finally, for the first time last year, read that Love Languages book. And as I was reading that and thinking about how I can better understand and love my wife, it hit me. I'm like, well, shoot, if my wife got love languages and my and I have love languages. Then my children got love languages. I'm like, what is their love language? Like, what is my son's love language? What is my oldest daughter, and what is my youngest daughter's love language? How do they respond? How do they best respond to love? Like, and what type of love do they respond to? And as I studied that about my wife, and I'm like, dang, I ain't never think about that for my children. And then I just started studying. I've been studying my children all year, just trying to understand, like my son is more of, he's more of like the, what they call it, quality time. That's his love language. He love when he can just come with me and just hang out. He love when I go take him out in the car, you know, and we go, even if we just going to dump some trash or something, I'd be like, hey man, come on, I need your help real quick. Tell him, man, get up here real quick with me. And we go do that. Bro, he think that's like the best thing in the world because we spending that time.
It's what you instill in them. It's what they get from y'all.
Yeah.
That's their love language.
Yeah.
What y'all instill in them is what they gonna give off. So if you giving negative energy into them, that's gonna be, you know. So
that's real. So yeah, it's like really understanding that. I think like with my oldest daughter, she really love. she like words of affirmation. She like when I tell her she beautiful. She like when I tell her, you know, how her outfits be pretty. She like when I, you know, she like when I just love on her with my words. She love that, bro. Like that's her thing. And then my little baby, I'm still trying to figure that little joke out, bro. She a different one, boy. But I'm thinking, you know, right now it kind of seemed like she like my oldest daughter also, she like physical touch. She like me to hug her and she like me to cuddle her. Like she need that embrace from me. My little baby, like I said, I'm still trying to figure her out. Like, what's her thing? Like, I know she like gifts. She like when you give her stuff. You know, she really, that's one of her biggest things. But she also like she like the cuddle and she like, that's just her thing. Like she like to be all up under me and my wife. That's her thing, bro. Like the other jokers be doing something else. She like to be in our room, in our bed. You know, like, man, go do something with yourself, bro.
Now,
that's what she like.
Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. Because guess what? She loves being in there. She's getting love. That's the energy she gets from that. But when she's not in there, then you got a problem.
Right.
You know,
that's real.
You know, I don't want to be around them. You know, that type. You know.
Yeah. Nah, that's real. That's real. So I think that's one of the biggest things, like just really learning our children's love language. You know, and it just take for us to study them jokers, dog. You know, and I got the benefit, like I said, I got the benefit of my children still being little and me, you know, having the opportunity right now while they're little to instill that stuff in them.
And they're all in one home with.
Yeah, man. So I understand, you know, for some people that's different, you know, because their children are in different places, different ages and stuff, man. And it's kind of hard, you know, especially once they, like you say, they get to that 13 point. It's like, man.
It's a difficult situation because you run yourself thin trying to spread the learning process all around, you know. So
man. But yeah, man. I mean, I think you just keep like you say about the you still trying to learn yourself. You know, you still trying to learn. You know, your style of parenting, you know, you trying to still learn, you know, what you just trying to still learn yourself, you know, and I think that's an important thing, you know, even, like, I don't think it's ever a time where you stop, you know, learning yourself and you say, well, I done got it. No. You know, like, you ain't gonna never get to that point.
You never learn everything about somebody. You'll never learn. I mean, it's an ongoing process. I mean, that's the whole process of willing to stay married, wanting to stay married. There's more things I need to learn about you, you know. So,
I want you to talk about that experience, man. Talk about your experience with marriage, and you know, some of the stuff, but I want you to like just talk about that experience, and how that whole experience, affected you, and what were some things that you learned from marriage, to where you learned things about yourself. Like, what did you learn from that whole marriage experience?
What I learned from marriage experience is temptation is a mother. Excuse me, but temptation. Yeah. So I advise all marriage couples to embrace one another.
Yeah.
Stop looking at Johnny's chest and Judy's bottom side.
Yeah.
Look at your wife like that. Females, look at your husband in that way. I mean, that same fire and desire that y'all had when you first met, you got to keep that up. I mean, because you get out, want to venture out, looking at this, it reverts back to what we said, learning.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that person.
That's real.
You don't know that person. You just know you want some, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, trying to get to know somebody all over again or learn process, man, it's difficult. If you can stay married, work it out. Mm-hmm. Work it out. I mean, I was a Rolling Stone. I mean,
yeah.
I was wrong, but I don't regret it. I had fun, and I learned along the way. Mm-hmm. So I'm a better person now.
Mm-hmm. No, that's real. That's real, man.
I had a magnificent wife, a great wife.
Mm-hmm.
But we grew up and grew apart. I mean, that's where the exploitation. You want to explore other options, leave it where it's at. I mean, you want to try other options. You might try this here and die. It's like trying drugs. Experiencing drugs. Just your luck. That might be HIV or whatever. Rolling dice, taking risks. Put that energy in your own.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
Keep that energy in your own. I mean, women, you have to stop being with attitude, and I mean, it's just like you said, the love. You got to keep that. It's nothing you shouldn't disagree on. Okay, you compromise with one another.
Mm-hmm.
If you gotta get in a rage and argue and all that, 3-step rule: walk away, think about it, come back, deal with it.
Mm-hmm. And that's something we talked about. But that was a few weeks back, man, at the job, and I was mad with myself last week, bro, because I came home one day and I don't know. I guess my wife had fun. I had been gone. I just did my last podcast, and I was gone really that whole weekend. I had that Saturday I had an event I had to help my brother with. Did that, and then I had the podcast that Sunday. So I was just gone for a few hours. Both days. That Saturday I was gone much longer than what I expected to be gone. Just with the event and all that, and then that Sunday, then she was with the kids, and I guess she was just kind of overwhelmed or whatever. My kids be tripping, so I got home and I don't know, bro. She had just said one thing and it just triggered me, bro.
What's that?
And from there, I should have took, and I didn't think about what you said until after. I was like, man, dog, me and Troy just talked about this, dog. I'm like, and I said stuff that I should have just left it where it was at. I should have just been like, all right, whatever. Like, but once I started, I'm just going in to the point where it's like, I done made my wife cry.
You end up saying
and
stuff.
She like, you don't understand. You ain't understanding nothing that I'm saying. And it's just like, and then it hit me like, damn, I done did it again, dog. Like, and now I got to go back through the whole process of apologizing and all this. And I'm like, I just done got myself in this when it could have just been so simple. If I just would have just walked away, get my thoughts together,
and
boom.
And present it another way. Let it cool down and present it another way. Because getting into it at the heat of the moment, you both parties end up saying something that you may end up regretting. You know.
Straight up.
So this is what I've learned throughout life and love. If you love this person genuinely, like you say you do, love won't let you hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So before I hurt him, I'm gonna walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
And then I'm gonna come back. You know, hey, look. Okay, I know I've been on a little overtime or whatever, and you frustrated with a kid, baby. But hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all compromise and communication, man. I mean, it can all be so simple. But like I said, we make it hard for ourselves. I'm speaking on men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't
straight up.
We don't think. You know, we just react,
Mm-hmm.
and it shouldn't be that. I mean, like I said, if you love this person, love will not let you hurt this person or see him hurt. They hurt, you hurt. So, yeah, that's, I mean, like I said, that three. I try and work on this here. That 3-step rule.
Yeah.
Cause shit, I mean, I ain't understanding it. I had to teach myself this 3-step rule.
Yeah.
Back when I ain't a 3-step rule, all I knew was half a step. Hey, I was wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, but
nah, that's real though.
that comes with time and age. You know. So.
Mm-hmm. Man, if there's any people out there listening, man, if you married, you thinking about marriage, listen, man, this real. This stuff that's coming from experience. You know, I know a lot of people see stuff I post on Instagram, see stuff I post on Facebook, you know, about me and my wife and this and that. And yeah, it look good. Like, y'all see us smiling, you see me, you know, and yeah, we happy and we good. But don't ever get it twisted. Like, boy, me and my wife gotta work at this thing every day. Like, we just don't wake up in the morning and, oh, it's sunny and flowers. Like, nah. Like, it's real.
That much respect for you because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a difference in, I can't do this shit. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
much respect, you know. And both parties need to be on the same accord of that. I mean, she got to want it just as well as you do, you know, so.
Straight up. That's real, man. Yeah. And I thank God for my wife, man. You know, my wife just, man, when I tell you that woman she's so forgiving and so graceful. Like, sometimes I be done went off over, like, the most stupid stuff, dog. And it's like even just what I was just talking about last week or whatever. As much as I went on, then, you know, and then I was just like, man, babe, that's my bad. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. She was like, you ain't sorry. I was like, no, for real, babe. Like, for real. Mm-hmm. And she was just like, you know, I could tell, you know, she still just like, man, whatever, she wasn't even trying to hit her at the time. And I don't blame her, like, because I was tripping, you know, it was, everything I was saying was selfish, like, from my standpoint, you know, and all my wife was doing was telling me that she was just tired, you know, and the kids was tripping and she just was kind of overwhelmed. All she needed for me was to hear her out. Then I started telling her how much I be stressed out. And it's like, I ain't even have to do all that. But at the end of it all, it's like, you know, after about 20, 30 minutes, you know, we got the kids ready. We was finna leave the house and go do some stuff. And before, you know, the kids were in the car, we still in the house. And I was just like, man, babe, like, I'm sorry, for real. And she, you know, she was like, all right, so you probably this time, you know, like, you know, and everything was good from there. And it's just like, I thank God for my wife being mature, you know. Sometimes I say she more mature than me. You know, she was able to just, you know, let that thing ride. You know, some other women would have let it just try to hold that thing against me. And it's like, we won't work like that. It's like, you know, and they go both ways.
Yeah. Some women, you end up in jail.
Alright, for real.
So, you know.
For real.
But yeah, man, I mean, if you got to write that on your windshield or something, you know. And I know the calling kept aggravating you, probably, you know. Then you, on your way there, I can't, you know.
Yeah, that's real.
But write that 3-step rule, and yeah, think about it. I mean, in a click of a second, guess what?
It's over.
Anything can happen, you know. Anything.
In the heat of the moment, man. So yeah, if y'all, for everybody out there in relationships, man, y'all listen. Take the 3-step rule, man. Walk away. Get your mind together. Get your thoughts together. And then you go back after you cool down and you talk. Like an adult. Like, if you know you got a quick temper and you know you get upset, man, don't have the conversation at that time. Like, it's all right. It's all right to not have a conversation in that moment. And don't let somebody bait you into those conversations. Because I've seen that type of stuff too, like where someone really don't want to have that conversation and they're trying to go and the person trying to bait them, bait. And so I say that to the person that want to bait. Like,
have some type of understanding. Look, anything can happen.
All right.
You know, you keep jugging, then you keep digging, you keep finding, you'll find one.
All right.
So,
for real.
Leave it alone.
Straight up, man. So, man, for all y'all out there, this free game now. You know, I be having a lot of people asking me about marriage and this and that. Listen, if I could tell you anything else about marriage, man, learn how to walk away. Learn how to walk away and be the bigger person at times, even when your feelings hurt, you know, or you feel like somebody done slighted you or said whatever. Man, do not act out of your feelings because that's childish stuff. And I be childish a lot of times in my marriage. And my wife would tell you that. And, you know, I thank God, like I say, for having a wife that's understanding. And she worked with me because it be times where I know I be tripping. And I don't think about how I'm tripping until I'm done tripping. And then I tell myself, bro, what you doing, man? Like, dang, dog. And it's like, then I got to do damage control because I know how much I done messed up. So it's like, and I'm getting better and I'm learning. But for all, I know there's some people out there that, you know, be asking me about relationships and marriage and all that. Man, if I can give you one piece of advice, I'm telling you that. Man, learn how to not act out of anger. You know, that ain't never the way. You know, don't act out of anger and give yourself time to cool down. And I guarantee you, once you cool down, you'll look at that situation like, man, this junk ain't even that serious.
It ain't worth it, you know.
It ain't worth it. Straight up, man. But I got a couple more questions for you, man.
Shoot.
What do you want your kids to remember about you at the end of the day? What is it that you want your kids to remember about you?
All I ever wanted my kids to remember me for is that they daddy loved him unconditionally.
All right.
Anything else, it doesn't matter. Just know that you had a daddy that cared.
Straight up. Straight up.
Yep.
That's real. So y'all know, for all y'all, you kids out, kids out there, know y'all daddy love y'all, man. No matter what, y'all might think, whatever might happen or whatever. My man say he love you now. For real. So y'all take that to the heart.
His love two-sided too now. Look.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm the father.
Yeah.
I should never call. You call me and check on me sometime.
Yeah.
You know, Daddy, you want to go somewhere and eat or something like that? Don't call me, Dad. I need some money. Or don't call it all. You know, come on.
Yeah.
Let's get it together.
Real talk. Shoot, daddies need love too. You know, sometimes we want to feel like we love to, you know, no matter how y'all might see us, how tough we might seem and all this stuff. Listen, man, we want to be loved too. We want to know that people care about us, you know. So it ain't gonna hurt to give Pops an old call. Or, you know, it don't hurt. You know, it just don't hurt, man. My dad, man, that joker called me so much now ever since me and him just been talking as much as we do now. Sometimes I be thinking, but this joker, he'll be calling me. Oh, he called me this morning. I gotta call him back. I forgot. 8 o'clock this morning. I'm in the bed like, man, what Pops? Whoa, bro, this man called me. Oh, and it's just like, I know that joke, he need that love. But every time I talk to him, he be like, man, so I love you, man, this and that. And it's like, he need that. And I know that's something that he need, you know, because for all his life, everybody always beat him down, you know, for being in the position that he was in. You know, he been just broken and beaten down for the last 30 years of his life. Just people saying this about him, people saying that, his kids not talking with him, his baby mama's talking. It's just like everybody always beat them down, and now it's like I feel like he's gotten to a little better place in his life, and I know I took it upon myself. I'm like, I'm gonna be the one to just let Pops know, like, bro, listen, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I want to just move past that old stuff, please, bro. And it's like he used to hold the stuff against himself, bro. And I'm like, dog, stop talking about that. Stop thinking like that, bro.
You know, I was beating myself up pretty bad about, you know, getting divorced, and
Yeah.
I ran into a bump in the road. I was hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I was beating myself up, you know, because I always been supportive to my kids, and there was a time where I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, but God put you in a place to know and understand who's for you.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
Who's for you, not what you can do for them. He put me in a place where I couldn't do so. Who's there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But how would you react if you wasn't getting that phone call?
Alright.
Damn, Mama, I wish I'm gonna get that phone call from Dad. Damn, my dad ain't here no more, you know.
Alright.
You know, you better take advantage of that, you know,
Yep.
because one day you're here, the next day you're gone, you know, so.
Mm-hmm. That's straight up.
No matter how distant my father was, or he wasn't there, or how many times he ever told me no, I still love my daddy. That's my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
All I ever wanted was a relationship with my daddy. I didn't want nothing else.
Alright.
I was on my own. I was 13, so I kind of taught myself. So I don't need that. I need you. I need your thoughts, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's real. Oh, that's some real talk, though.
Show me where I'm. Okay, I got this part. What's next? What would you have done? You know, what did you do? Show me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
All you need is that. Just that support. Just that thought. That mind. Hey, go ahead. Do this. Do that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You ain't got it. You'll be like, damn.
You missing. That's real.
I wish I could have talked to my dad. You know. So
Oh, that's
put
real.
your pride to the side. Put your pride to the side.
That's real.
Honor thy mother and thy father, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some things will change in your life.
Mm-hmm. Straight up, man.
Yeah.
But, man, my last one I got for you. Well, I got two more. I'm going to make it a little light right here, man. What TV dad are you most like? And what's your favorite TV dad? Out of all the daddies that's on TV from these shows, Family Matters.
Burning Mac. Burning Mac. Yeah, my milk and cookie. Bernie Mac, but that's me.
Yeah.
I'm a comedian. I love to have fun with them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing I might say sound harsh, but I try to put it in a way to lighten the situation up. But yeah, Bernie Mac.
Hey, boy, shout out to the Bernie Mac show, dog. That used to be that fire right there.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Man, if you could get an 18-year-old version of Troy one piece of advice, what would you say to him?
I'd have pursued my basketball. I'd stay in school.
Yeah.
Stay in school.
Mm-hmm.
But me, that mindset, me and on my own, I need it right now. I mean, I couldn't wait on no scholarship or none of this. And I was hungry, so.
Yeah.
But patience. You gotta have patience. Humble yourself. Be patient. That's something I didn't have at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't even taught that either. So I mean, how am I supposed to know? All I know is you don't work, you don't eat.
Yeah.
So, right now, I ain't getting no money for this basketball. This ain't putting no food on my table.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't eat them books.
Yeah.
You know, I had to get out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if I could talk to myself at 18 all over again, stay in school.
Yeah. That's some good advice, though, boy.
Stay in school.
Be patient.
Yeah, be patient. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, man. Listen, y'all. My man done said so many things today on this podcast, man. My prayer for y'all is that if there was anything said that pertains to you, do that. If it's a change that you need to make that change. Or work toward making that change. You know, some things don't happen overnight. But work toward that. If there was anything that my man said that, encourage you, I pray you will go forward and be encouraged, just continue to work every day, man. As fathers, we ain't perfect. We don't have it all together. I don't care who you are.
I'm about to be 45. I'm still learning, So.
Straight up. It's like this is an everyday thing. We gonna continuously be learning for the rest of our life. And where we mess up at is when we stop learning. Or when we feel like it ain't nothing else that we can learn. That's when we fail. One of my boys told me a long time ago. He said, a failure, you're not a failure because you fall down. He said the only failure is the man that falls down and refuses to get back up. He said that's the only time you fail. He said as long as you continue to get up and you keep pushing and keep fighting to get back up and do better, like no matter what people say about you and how people feel, if you know consciously, wholeheartedly, that every day you trying every day to get better and do better, that's what counts.
You control your own destiny. Straight
up, man. So I just encourage all the fathers out there, man. Y'all continue to stay up, man. If there's any moms out there that might listen to this or any women, I pray that anything that we said today, if there was something that pertained to you, if the shoe fit, wear that. And we all got to do better. We all play a role in raising these children. And we all need to be at our best and striving to be the best that we can be, mom and dad. Because our children don't just have dads. And nobody just got a mama. Everybody got a mama and a daddy. Everybody. I don't care what you say. So If you heard anything in this podcast, I just pray, man, that I just want to leave y'all with that, man. Let's all just do better, man. Let's continue to strive to do better. And do it for the kids, man. They deserve that, man. These kids really do deserve for us to be out here, like, really trying to do our best and be our best. That's all, we can give to these kids. We can't give them the world. But we can give them ourselves and our best. So, yeah, man, hey, appreciate you coming through, my boy.
Yes, sir.
For real, that's love, dog. Mm-hmm. For real, man. So, this episode will be dropping tomorrow. So, we recording this on a Sunday. If you hearing this, it'll be Monday morning or anytime after that, man. So, y'all continue to support, man. You can find this. Continue to go subscribe to the YouTube page at Dad Can We Talk. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe to us on Spotify. If you ain't got any of that stuff, you can keep up with the podcast at dadcanwetalk.com. All the episodes posted there. You can find us on Facebook at Dad Can We Talk. You can find us on Instagram at Dad Can We Talk. You could just go to Google and type in Dad Can We Talk. You'll find every episode on there. Also, it'll pop right up. It'll take you to everywhere Dad Can We Talk is. And yeah, man, y'all continue to support, man. I got some new designs for my shirts that'll be coming. I got some dad hats that I'm planning on getting made, so I will have some new merchandise soon. So y'all stay tuned in to the social media pages to know when all that stuff is coming. But until the next time, man, we out of here. Talk.